And I'm live. And look how they made me massacre my face. Oh well. I I always miss my beard whenever I have to shave it, but I do shave it frequently because I am an adjunct professor at Ensign College, and that's one of the requirements. They don't think that the bleeding and the bumpies are enough to allow me to have a beard card. So anyway, so that said, here's where we're starting today. We got the seats in, we got the engine in yesterday as well. So that's pretty cool. And it's even got an emergency brake here in the middle, right there. And that comes up. See? So there we go. Let's continue the build. We're starting in bag 5. Now, bag 5, for some reason, I didn't even realize it when I opened the box. I was like, oh, there's 2 bag 5s. No, it's just that there was one bag 5 that had both bags in it or something, because one of the bags is like torn open. So anyway, well, let's go ahead and open the bag and put that actually off the side over here for a second. Put the book over here. Get us ready to go. I'd be fast and they'd be slow. So we're going to be putting on more of the front end today. So let's get to it. Welcome to Lunchtime Lego with Ace Role Playing Games Club. Oh, yeah, I'll finish the introduction. I'm Mason Emerson, founder and director of the Ace Role Playing Games Clubs. And I would love to put an Ace Role Playing Games Club at your local hobby shop or game store or in your school or Boys and Girls Club, wherever you guys meet and want to play role-playing games. That's where I want Ace to be. And I know that our South Jordan group is starting to get some traction, get some momentum, get going. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me through my website, acerpg.org. That's acerpg.org. And ACE stands for Achieve, Create, and Entertain. So here we are. Let's go for the Porsche. Actually, let's go for a drink of water first, because I just got back from my stuff at Ensign College that I went for an advisory board piece on. So it was pretty fun, but wow. Okay. So I guess to do a live on shorts, I have to actually have other stuff. I have to have, like, live on shorts is going to have to come through my phone, and I can't do that. So here's a bag 5 part of the small parts. And here's the larger bag 5, but they're both labeled 5, so that's, I think, what happens. The small parts bag just fell out because it's already open. But I am going to do a little cutting so that way the folded part doesn't get in my way. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it on the orientation that it's on. Oh, yeah, and then there's a bag of tiny parts. So there's the bag of tiny parts. That part can go off the side. So we have 3 bags we're going to be working from today. Scissors of power. Okay. Get that bag open. Get this bag open. And the little guy. Get this bag open. Okay. We are ready to roll. So the first piece we're going to assemble is we're going to need 2 black chunky 4 pieces, 2x2s. 2 black chunky 2x2s. And those are probably going to be in here. This is not as easy to look through when it's like this. Okay, there's one black chunky 2x2. Oh no, that's not. That's one of the up swoops. Is that a black chunky 2x2? That is a black chunky 2x2. What about this one right here? Is that a black chunky 2x2? That is a black chunky 2x2. We need 2. We need 1 post stick that is black, and we need a Is it over in here or in there? It's got 2, and it's got a hole in it that's a cross. There we go. 1x2 chunky cross. And oh wait, there's a second bag of little tiny parts. That's got my. Does it have my black stick with the post? No, it does not have my black stick with the post. I think that's in there. This is probably gonna be a couple days worth of stuff. Kind of a bummer because I like to try and finish one bag in a sitting, but hey, it's still fun regardless. Okay, so let's look for the stick with the post. I think I see it. Nope, I didn't see it. I think that's it right there. Nope, that's not it. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Found it. There we go. Stick with the post. Black. Okay. 2 brown flat 1x2s. Brown flat 1x2. Need 2 of those. Those are easy enough to find. And gray. Okay, so not in this pack, but we are going to cut this open just so it can be ready off to the side. Okay, so we're looking for the gray. Funky piece. Really funky piece. It's got some up hooks on it, though, looks like. There's a second one in here somewhere. Okay, there's the second one. Okay. So here we go with step 154. We snap these pieces on here like so. We snap these pieces with their backs to those brown pieces like so. Then we install those right behind. Oh, okay. And this thing goes in with the tube snap piece out. Goes into this piece that has been just kind of sitting here the whole time, sticking up since the very first piece of the build. Slides in there up to the stop. Okay, now these go with the brown piece forward right here behind the one of the very first pieces I put in here as well. On either side of the yellow cylinder piece here. And now this piece just goes over here up at the front. Bam. There we go. So these are here. Let's see if that was anything I need to worry about. Nope. Okay, so we're continuing on. That's step 154. Let's get it out from underneath the bags. Okay, next step, 155. So we're going to need, and we're going to build a big armature thing, or a thing, front axle looks like. So let's go ahead and move that off to the side. Try to be careful, some of my papers overhang my desk. Okay. Long gray with holes in the side. Long gray with the holes in the side. One of those. And 4 black posties. Posties. Okay, 1. 2. Actually, I guess these would be called studs. 4 black tubular studs because I remember there was a screw kind of thing that we had when we worked on Volkswagens that we called them studs because they were threaded on both sides. It was just a long threaded thingy, and you would screw things on both ends of it. Okay, so anyway, so the 4 black studs insert into the four end holes here. Oh wait, they like to turn those so that they're horizontal in the pictures. And here. Oh, it does it inside out first. Oh, okay. Maybe that makes things easier. I don't know. Okay. And here. So that's the end of 155. Now for 156. 156 is going to have some funkiness to it because it uses one of these orange long posts and the yellow post and change. That's just a yellow post. It's not a yellow post and change. A post and stud. So, that looks like post and studs over there. Okay, so there's long orange post and post and stud. Oh wait, no. Is the post and stud in the main bag? I'm not seeing it in either one of these small parts bags, but it's a small part. No, it's not in here. That might be one of the pieces that fell out of the box. Well, let's check the box. I thought I got everything out of the box. No. Okay. Yellow post and stud. Oh, sorry. I'm going to be covering it for a second. And then we'll go through and look at everything yellow in here. Post and stud? Post and stud? Nope. Post and stud? Post and stud? Nope. Okay. Set this guy back over here. It's got to be in one of these bags. So anything yellow gets pulled out now. Yellow, not for this part of the build. Yellow, not for this part of the build. Yellow. Okay. Yellow. I'm not seeing anything else yellow in here, and that does not look like it's in here. So it's got to be in that small parts bag. I just might be overlooking it. Okay. So we've eliminated that it cannot be in that second bag 5. Okay, there's a stud piece. There is no yellow post and stud. Well, what do I do? Because this will stop Lunchtime Lego for a while. Because well, let's look through the yellows up here and make sure that I eliminate all yellow parts. So that yellow part has to go back in the little bag. We got the orange post and stud thing here. That one we can just go ahead and insert. But we need the piece that goes in there. That's a cross post with a connector on it. There's yellow. 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 Maybe something on there? No. Orange thing over a piece of white. Okay, I am not seeing post and stud anywhere in any of these bags. So Let's turn to the back of the book and see if there's a thing about missing a part. Should be 3 of those things. Maybe there's ones in other bags. Well, let's go ahead and... Okay, we're either going to do customer service call, or actually I'm going to just go ahead and steal it from another bag and come back to it when we get closer. And, basically, if it turns out that there is a missing one, okay, let's see if it's in this bag. Those tiny parts. I'm not seeing anything yellow in this one, so I'm not even going to need to cut this one open. Okay, nothing yellow in that bag. Nothing yellow in 6. 7, I'm seeing some yellow in there. And I'm seeing a tiny bag of tiny parts. Okay, nothing yellow on the tiny parts. 7, 8. Let's see, I see yellow in there. The 2 red pieces in here make an 8 as well. It's funny. Anyway, not seeing it in there. Let's check 9. Got 1 yellow part in there. I'm still not seeing post and stud. It looks like it is not in anywhere in here. Let's check in the 10th bag, especially because 10th bag might have the part we're missing. Okay, because I'm not putting together 10. I'm leaving it with part 9 because 9 is what you do for the turbo and 10 is what you do for the Targa. And I'm not going Targa. So, okay. Any other possible post and studs? Should I assemble a post and stud from what's left? No. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm going to be calling customer service. And so, well, let's see if there's any other things we can assemble without the post and stud. As long as nothing connects to the post and stud, we can still progress. But I don't want to dog ear the book, but I do. Oh, I got post-it note flaggies. Or actually just, well, I don't want to use that. Yeah, got post-it note flaggies in here. These things are handy. This over here on the side, this is my Rocket book. And Rocket books are nifty. They are uber nifty. Okay, so there's a blue flaggy for step 156. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue as much as we can. None of it looks like it attaches to post and stud. Okay. But it does look like we are going to get out these gray pieces here like that. And like that. And one of these goes cup down. Oh, they go cup up. It says do not install them cup down. So they go cup up. And that attaches onto there. And then this one attaches cup up over here. Okay. Still missing post and stuff. Okay, let's see what we can do. Like I said, though. Red long piece. That's just got the cross on it for attaching things. 2 red couplers and 2 red ball-looky pieces. Well, there's a red ball-looky piece with a post and 2 red couplers. Or just 1 red coupler, 1 red coupler. And another posty piece with a ball. Okay, so 2 posty pieces with the ball, 1 red coupler, 1 red stick. The green, one of these, I'm going to need one of these green sticks and a black funky rounded one by two. Oh, there it is. Black funky rounded 1 by 2. Got 1/2 post and 1/2 hook. Okay, 1 bright green coupler piece. That one's easy to find. Bright green. It doesn't match any of the other colors. And 2 gray posty bits. Studs. 2 gray studs. 1 and 2. Okay, little bits over there. Big bits over here. Okay, so we take the gray bits or the gray posts and put them in this side. So this is now considered the side that's the away from me in the picture. Then we take the 2 red bits and post them here and with the balls and here. So that's, and now we're going to orient it this way. And this one goes on this post. And this black one goes on this post. And then this red piece goes flush in here. And then the red coupler goes on here, slides all the way back. This is probably the steering assembly, because the next thing is, it looks like it slides on the yellow posty bit. So it would slide onto it does slide into, oh, yep, yellow posty bit would go right through there. So, alas, this might be where this ends for today. Is step 158, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, it would have been nice to be able to complete this one today, but it doesn't look like it's going to let me. Yep, looks like I gotta call customer service, so we're gonna have to end right there. Kind of disappointing one. I am definitely bummed, but we did make some progress. But yeah, this is gonna, I think this goes up front further here, and this is gonna be where we're gonna have our steering, our steering unit. So Yeah, boo, exactly. I'm not going to add the other part onto it, though, Lavi. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to have to actually stop right there because of one little piece. Let's go through here and just make sure that there's no other options, because it's got to be a cross like that with a stud on the back, like these little blue stud things. So that piece mixed with this piece, and then it's kind of like that when you put it together. Bummer. But for one little piece, we could have the whole thing moving forward. So this is where we say boo to Lego, because usually they include like extra pieces of those little tiny things like that, because they don't want you to get stuck just like I'm stuck. But I have a part number in the back, and I can find out where I can get me that part. They might have to mail me the part, which is fine. Okay. So, yeah, we'll call it good here. And we'll try and do more lunchtime Lego after I get the part, which probably will be Monday or Tuesday. Maybe sooner, maybe later. I'm not sure. But Lego's not going to be out very much because they're making, I mean, this kit probably cost like $300 or something like that. So we'll go ahead and just slide this. We'll put this in one of the small bags, so that way we don't lose it in a small bag, so we don't lose the piece. Oh, there is a gray piece that fell out in there, though. But that's not what we need right now, is it? We need one little tiny yellow postie bit, and it's not here. Sad times, exactly. Well, Lavi, thank you for joining, and I hope you guys still had fun. You know, I mean, this is just part of life. Sometimes you don't have all the pieces for the kit, even though it was a brand new kit or it was a completely unsealed, or it was a completely sealed kit when you got it. I'm sure that somewhere in the transit, that little bag rip that was here already on the bag, that's probably what caused it. Probably fell out. Not so great. The poofing part showed me what a good poof is. Okay, so these pieces can just sit in there, and we'll put the bookmark right here. I've got it flagged. Actually, we're going to go back to the flag, and I will, and that's page 100 of the manual too. So going back to page 98, where I can call them and say, hey, I'm missing part. I can tell you what part number is, just a second. And then look through every other bag to see if there was any part we could steal and just later on have the fun of finishing it when we get the post. But no, nothing going, nothing doing. So we'll put all this back in there. And put this in there. I'll put this over there. And we will catch everybody a little bit later. Like I said, if you don't have an Ace role-playing games club near you, have your grown-up or teacher or whoever give me a call. We're setting up a council right now for the Ace role-playing games clubs, so we definitely would like to add more people to it and get the whole thing codified so that we can set them up all over the world. Anyway, until then, this is Mason Emerson from Ace Role-Playing Games Club saying, I look forward to seeing you at my table. Or we could say it this way, be seeing you.